Welcome to the Junction, where we're trying to make connections between Ardmorites. I'm Ardmore Leader News Director Michael Dean Smith, and joining us in the studio this week is Ferris Anderson. She is running to keep her seat on the Plainview School Board. First appointed back in 2023, this is going to be her first race to complete a full five-year term on the Plainview School Board. So Ferris, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we'll jump right into this. Briefly, if you wouldn't mind, briefly introduce yourself, but also give us an idea, too, of what, in your experience, makes you qualified to keep your seat on the school board.
Great, sure. So, again, my name is Ferris Anderson. My husband and I, Drew, have been married about 18 years. We have 3 children in 8th, 7th, and 4th grade at Plainview. I have a degree in elementary education, and I have taught all across the board, all different grades. Most recently, I taught kindergarten at Plainview until 2022. I currently work for a local nonprofit, A+ Reading, and I just go into schools and pull small groups of children that are struggling with reading to try to bridge that gap. Let's see. We moved here to Ardmore. My husband we own the Chick-fil-A here in town, and that keeps us really busy. And let's see. That's about it about me. And then
Some of your experiences that you think
sure.
kind of qualify you to serve on the board.
Right. So I think I bring a unique experience to the board as an educator. I've been a classroom teacher. I've been where the teachers are. I have 3 students there, so I care deeply just kind of about their experience at school. I feel like I have always been one, I want to know what's going on, and I strive to always be involved. And so being on the board allows me to kind of see the behind the scenes and make sure that the things that we're doing are in the best benefit of all students and all teachers. Just making sure that the expectations we're putting on people are things that are just the best overall.
You know, being a school board member, you talk about kind of some of those behind the scene things. Board members have a lot to consider when it comes to budgeting, academics, athletics, even things like facilities and stuff like that. What do you consider to be the most important aspect of being a board member, and what are some of those considerations that board members really have to focus on?
I think right now, as Plainview grows, we have to be thinking about like how we're growing, where we're growing, what we need to be looking for the future for all of Plainview students. I think it's important to make sure that we're looking at how our academics are going, how our athletics are going, all of those different things, making sure that we're hiring the best available teachers, the best qualified, the people that are going to create the biggest impact on our students. I think that's really important.
Were there any other things, because I know some of the things that people don't necessarily think about all the time, or even the small things like fundraisers, things like that. Are there specific aspects of the job that you think are important and that you kind of are going to be kind of leading the charge on or pulling the weight on when it comes to the Plainview School Board?
Sure. I think everything is probably equally important. I think for me, the thing that probably stands out the most is I want to make sure that we are looking for the most qualified candidates in everything that we do and who we hire, because as my kids are getting older, I'm learning that the biggest influences on their lives are not just my husband and I, but also those teachers and coaches that they're spending so much time with. And so I want to make sure that those are good, positive influences in their life, but also people that have the skill set to do what they're doing. And so just as all the changes across Oklahoma education in the past few years and the laws that have changed, and you have the opportunity just to look for the best that we can find. And so
obviously, as the school board member, you're kind of representing the public and the constituents there in the school district. And obviously some of the more important stakeholders are going to be the families, the students and the parents. But there are plenty of people in the school district that are going to be stakeholders, whether they're paying property taxes, even whether they're a business owner in the area.
Right.
As a board member, how do you stay in touch with parents, with business owners, with stakeholders? And kind of what are some of the messages that you want to make sure that a lot of these constituents get throughout a 5-year term on the board?
Sure. So I think it's really important that people know that they can contact me anytime. They can go through the school website, and all of our email addresses are available there. As a parent involved in the community, I know a lot of the parents of younger and middle school kids, and I try to stay really involved in the PTO and the Parents in Action at the middle school. So people contact me that way a lot. I think it's important to know that I'm not always going to have the answers, but I promise I will find them. And people contact me all the time, and I have to say, you know what? I don't know, but I promise to find out. And I try to encourage them to go through the chain of command of how to get to the right answers. But a lot of times it's just, let me find out, or I do actually know that answer. Here's how it works, and here's what you can go do about it.
Okay. Plainview is one of those school districts that regularly performs very well, even across the state. But any school district's going to have some challenges. What are some of those challenges that you've seen the district face, and how do you plan on kind of tackling some of those?
Sure. I think just like anywhere else, any business, we have a business in town, hiring is always going to be, it's a challenge for everybody, right? And finding substitutes, finding people that want to be there. And so that's a challenge that we're looking at ways to get more people in. Communication is always a challenge for, as we evolve and get bigger, just making sure that we're communicating, what's happening in the district and things like that. We're always looking for new ways to just make sure that people are aware of what all we are doing. And then I think just a challenge as we grow is making sure that our class sizes stay at a reasonable size for both teachers. That's better for teachers, but it's also better for students. It's so much better to get that one-on-one help when there's, 20 kids versus 30 kids. And so we want to make sure that we're offering the best that we can.
And then finally, just during this last minute or so, what would be kind of your parting message to voters as they're learning more about the candidates and getting ready for those elections coming up on April 1st?
Sure. So I think the most important thing is to educate yourself on who you're going to vote for, and looking everyone in the Plainview School District. If you're registered in Plainview, you can vote in this election, whether or not you live in seat 5. That's the seat that I represent, but that's not, everyone gets to vote. I think it's important that a board is made up of a diverse group of individuals, male and female, people that have different backgrounds. And I think what I offer is the background of having been a classroom teacher. I know what teachers are going through. I know what students need in their classrooms. And so just getting to offer that insight to the board it's been really fun for me. And it's also just been, I think it's been very beneficial as we look across who is all on the board. It's been beneficial to have that to offer. So.
All right. Well, Ferris Anderson, she is running for the Plainview School Board Seat 5. Those elections coming up on April 1st. We've got early voting coming up on Thursday, March 27th and Friday, March 28th. Ferris, thank you so much. Oh, and real quick, too, before I let you go, what is a quick way that people can find you to learn more about you or your campaign as well?
Sure, absolutely. So I have a Facebook page, Ferris Anderson for Plainview School Board. People can look that up and find information there. They can also email me. My email address is available on the Plainview website. Or you can probably find me in a bleacher at some Plainview sporting event anytime in the next few weeks.
All right. Well, now we can say, Ferris Anderson, thank you so much for joining us here in the Junction this week, and good luck with your campaign.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
You're listening to this podcast, and so are a lot of other people in Southern Oklahoma. Ardmore Leader is about one thing: local. Local news, local events, and local business. So don't just buy another ad. Invest in your business. 319-9688 or visit ardmoreleader.com. Work with Ardmore Leader today, and let's find new ways to tell your story to a local audience.